Rock Climbing Adaptive Equipment for People with Limb Amputations by Esmeralda Lemus. Hi Peter, are you okay? Not exactly. I lost my leg. I know it isn't easy, but you're not alone. Amputation could be sudden or congenital discapacity. More than 2 million people in the US and approximately 50,000 in Canada and increasing are suffering the same problem. The main causes for this problem are diabetes, trauma, and frostbite. Losing a limb can change your life. You will be fine, but I cannot practice my favorite sport. Have you heard about adaptive equipment? No, what is that? Adaptive equipment are tools, devices, or machines designed to supply or complete a function for people with short or long-term disabilities, and they are usually related to daily living activities, but also nowadays they include sports. If you want more information, you can check this link. Are you sure that adaptive equipment for amputee climbers exists? Sure. Have you heard about prosthetics and adaptive harness, etc.? Like those? Climbing is not as new as you think. Neither are prosthetic legs or harness. I will tell you. Prosthetics have been used since long time ago. The ancient Egyptians used them. Archaeologists found evidence of prosthetic toes used for women at that time to wear the common Egyptian sandals. You can check it in here if you want more information. Climbing is also an antique practice. In ancient China, they used to practice climbing as part of their way to travel or research their environment. But sport climbing began in 1800 and started to grow and get a boost in the 19th century, same as the gear used to practice it. I'm pretty sure you know this. Also, if you want to know a little bit more, you can check it here. Harnesses started to be used almost at the same time. Janine Imning was the first person to use them, and they have been upgraded according to people's needs. Check it here in this link, you can find some. Let me tell you a story. Hugh Hare was a teenager in 1982 when he lost his 2 legs, and he was also a rock climber like you. Since then, he started to think about how to support himself to continue his sport. Here is he. A human being is never broken. Disability is the result of inadequate technology. That was he said in his TED Talk. He became an engineer at MIT and developed a bionic prosthetic designed according to people's needs, using artificial intelligence to study the movements performed by professionals in specific disciplines. He obtains in the laboratory the patterns to fit perfectly to specific sport, art, or work. I invite you to check this TED Talk so you can have more information. He's designing, but also he's developing a campaign to make this prosthetic affordable for everyone. Check this image. Is there any other adaptive equipment? Yes, some people don't like to use the prosthetic and they use protection for their remainder limbs. Additionally, there is a list of equipment. I will show you. Here we have 2 images. The one at the left, the climber is using an adapted harness with 2 extra locks and 1 additional rope to support him. The orange bag at his back is full of chalk to use in your hand to avoid a slip down. The other, at the right, is one of the advanced prosthetics I've been talking to you. This is an adaptive wall, provided with holders and boulders to improve grip for people with disabilities. Here, the top right are boulders, easy to grab. At the top left and down, you can see the harness that have 2 loops for legs and 1 for waist. You can have extra support. It will be tied to the top rope at the lead drop as well. Holes are places on the wall or within the rock where a climber places their hands and feet. The harness could be defined as a security belt that all climbers wear, which loops around the both legs and their waist. The harness is connected to the climbing rope via carabiner. Belays are metal devices that the climber's rope is threaded through, which is used to secure the climber and help ensure a controlled climb and descent. The person controlling the belay is referred to as the belayer. Those are the images at the left. At the top right, there is the top roping, a type of climbing where the climbing rope runs through a carabiner attached to a bolt in the ceiling of the gym or top of the rock climbing wall. Most indoor climbing is done by top roping. Lead climber, the one at the right down, is a type of climbing where the climber is tied into one end of the rope and clips into anchoring devices as they move upwards. Bouldering, close to the ground climbing without a rope, where the climber only goes as high as they could jump off without risking injury. Rappelling, which is the one where you could check water, is a controlled slide down to the ground so you can land safely. These are adaptive shoes called traction cleats crampons, special for snow and ice. Climbing it improves the grip of your feet even if you're using your prosthetic. These are boulders and holders in an adaptive wall with the top rope both sides. It is the whole equipment used in indoor and outdoor climbing in some gyms. The pulleys are fixed to the top of the wall and additional ones to use with adaptive harnesses. Let's check this video to have an idea about the use of some adaptive equipment. Did you notice that some of the equipment is adaptable to other injuries?
Yes, it is great for them to have this option. What about costs?
Well, I will tell you. You can find prosthetics since $1,000, the ones that provide the healthcare system, to $70,000, the more sophisticated. Also, you can decide not to use your prosthetic. Then you can use protection to your limb. They are up to $100. The harness you have is useful, but if you want an adapted one or someone with a spinal cord injury or stroke sequels, that could cost up to $345. Ropes, belays, chalk, and other material oscillate from $50 to $800. It depends on your needs. You can check it in this link or in Amazon or your favorite provider if you should know some. You should prepare yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally to face this challenge. Are you ready?
Sure.
Let's get started.